All right, guys, we are reviewing another one of our current athletes. And as you can see here, he's been on our training for 8 months, 37 years old, 6 foot, 196 pounds. So he's a big boy and he's got tiny little stubby arms at 7 feet, 9.5 inches. That's actually not that bad. It's just Isaiah and I are orangutans. So we have much higher reaches. Yeah. But let's get into it here. So let's see where we're at. Test week. You a little bit of volume here?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I learned a lot about Alex. He's a food challenge expert. Okay, cleans look solid. This is like respectable.
Looks like it's just a warm up weight.
I'd want to see more legs even at these low intent. Just kind of using a little bit too much upper. And you got big old arms. You got some.
He has a good catch though, which is rare.
He does have a good catch. For how big he is, his catch is incredible.
Yeah, that's usually the biggest mistake on cleans is people don't know.
Oh yeah, definitely need more legs here. This is hang power clean though, so okay. Now he's starting to use more lower body. So I'd want to see you jump way harder here. Yeah, so you're starting to. I'll just pause this. So these are hang cleans, so it's a little bit different, but we'll just go frame by frame here. Oh, that old lady in the background does not look happy, so we're going to go to a different frame. All right. So hinging here, this is pretty good. So you're amortizing pretty quickly. Amortization is the difference between the down phase and the up phase. So he's not really waiting at all. He's not wasting any time on this down phase, right? He's just kind of dropping into it. Generally speaking, the faster you drop, the higher the eccentric forces on that drop, and it's going to be higher loading at that change of direction, which means you're using more tendon than you're using like muscles or just like sheer concentric force. So when you drop faster on the down phase, which is from this upright position to here, the more eccentric loading. And if you do it right, you'll see a lot of bar whip. And you can see the bar starts to bend right here, gets a big push off with the legs, but I'd still want to see more. So you can see the knees are only coming to here. And when I say that, I'm specifically looking at, how much they're rebending. So I'd want to see, it's okay, but the extension should be hyper aggressive, which this is pretty good. All right.
He's also bending too early, it looks like.
The elbows?
Yeah. Like go to toe off, or the final frame at triple extension.
Yeah, so, but he's not unbending, so that's good. But yeah, you're definitely starting to get a little bit of early arm bend right here. You're starting to just pull a little bit too early. Try to drive with the legs, finish with the legs before you start really pulling with the arms. You're definitely pulling a little bit early. So you're probably starting to lose some of that output from your legs. But this is not bad at all.
It's crazy. His PR is 185. You can definitely do way higher.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one he changes his strategy a little bit here. Starts to bend a little bit early at the knees. So I'd like to see it from the floor. It'd be easier to tell. Oh, yeah, this is easy. The catch position is getting a little muscly, but that was still super easy. I'd want to see that on the AC joint, which is the acromial.
Oh, pretty good mobility.
Yeah, pretty good for a big guy. So this is about, just powerlifting legal, maybe just shy of that. Just so you guys know, when we look at squatting, we always want to see when guys are down, they're down, meaning like I want to see them, deep, as low as you basically can. He's an old, I can't tell if these are Oli shoes or CrossFit shoes. I think they're Oli shoes.
They might be wrestling shoes or like boxing.
Maybe, yeah. I did see you as a big boxer. I know you're a big boxer.
Oh, he's moving that thing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'd probably put those safeties down one lower. That's, you got to get on your toes to unrack that.
Mind you, he is, 196?
Yeah.
He reminds me of Donovan.
Yeah. Bit. I definitely would put the J hooks a little lower so you don't have to get on your toes to get that on the J hooks.
Yeah. 405 PR attempt.
A little shallow there compared to the other ones. Still really good. Good. What I'd like to see you do, Alex, in the future is touch the safeties here so that I know you're down. So I know that you're actually in the bottom of your squat. So that would be one one piece of feedback I would give you, because your range of motion is changing as the bar is getting heavier, which is really common. It's not like a major issue, but obviously if you're not squatting as deep, your leverages are going to be better in that higher range of motion. And ultimately, the number on the bar isn't as important as the intramuscular force or the tension in the quads. But overall, that's pretty good. 405 twice before. Oh, wow. Russ loading up to
Oh,
that.
so big PR.
That's great. What was his previous PR?
I don't think it said.
Almost easy. I prioritize rest leading up to that day. So it was the first time. Oh, these are from the floor. Good. This is good. That looks good. This is way better from the floor. It's hard to tell specifically, but you can tell this is infinitely better technique from the floor than a hang. So this looks, oh, shit. Sorry. Big jump. Oh, good catch. Yeah, really, really good here. 205 again. So your max is probably 50 pounds heavier if you start to drop down in the catch. So this is all good. So what you can see right here, after you finish the second pull, no work is being done on the bar at this point. So your entire focus should be on repositioning your body around the bar. Basically, you want to become weightless and pull yourself under the bar, right? So right here, you're still pulling up. You're not really doing anything at this point, right? Your toes are off the ground. You're not really applying much force to the bar relative to if you were flexing, 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 flexing under the bar in this position. Like the bar's peak height is here. So you can imagine that your shoulders in a squat would be here. Okay. So your max power clean should be what you can safely pull to, about your belly button height when you're standing, kind of upright, and, or maybe slightly higher, maybe like the bottom of your rib cage. For you, you're pulling 205 all the way up to the shoulders, like almost standing completely. You're doing like a tall power clean. You're just catching almost completely upright. So what I want to cue is jump into a squat, right? So as soon as you get that full lockout at the hip, the end of your extension, you start to reposition your body down into the catch. Catch position's good. Elbows are high. I would cue high elbows for you maybe, but generally this is pretty freaking good. 205. This should be so easy. 215 should be a cakewalk. Called it.
Easy.
Oh, he didn't try 225.
Oh.
I got 225, dude. He's leaving it. He's saving it. He's leaving it in the tank for later. saving gains, progress for later. Oh wow, he's just super athletic. I like the galloping. Actually, it's like pretty bouncy and natural. Damn, he's just like an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of like the old school YouTube videos where they're just like kind of freaks.
Mind you, keep in mind he's 37.
Yeah.
We're not watching a 20-year-old kid.
These are getting better with the basketball, actually. You're starting to like clear up some of the issues. So remember, with technique, the only things that matter are how fast you are and how low you are. So irrespective of whether the penultimate step is long or short, you're doing a pretty short penultimate step. That one was a little better. I think for you with the ball, what I'd probably cue is you want to drive the ball up with two hands hard and then switch to one. So I would probably, he's left, right. Oh man, that makes it a bit tougher. Two hands might be a little bit easier, actually.
Oh. Yeah, you need to punch that ball up way harder.
So you're just kind of like casually bringing it up, swing that ball upwards, drive that ball upwards with that big upper body as hard as you possibly can.
It needs
and
to be
finish
violent.
high. Yeah, violently drive it upwards, and you'll probably have a much easier time.
And you're like pushing into one hand. Use both arms and punch it into the sky, and then transition to one hand.
Yep. Like you want to do that. You want to transition to one basically off the ground, but use your arms to generate lift. So like that is way easier because you have a full arm swing with it. Right? So look how high you finish here versus with a basketball in your hand. Yeah. And then the other thing that'll help probably for you is two hands and then hold the ball with your fingertips pretty low on it. I think that would make it a lot easier. Two hands tends to be a little bit more natural for left-right guys off the dribble. Sometimes it's just you rotate the other way when you go to your right hand sometimes. Oh, yeah, dude. This is super bouncy. Off a lob, you'd easily dunk every time. Oh, you're welcome, man. bucket. Drano. So let's just go through some of the mechanics here and see if there's anything we can quickly fix. I like the rhythm. The rhythm's really, really good. You're definitely fresher here during the session. So I love the footwork here. This is really, really good, believe it or not. For those of you that don't know jump technique, this is like perfect footwork. You want to see the front leg, the block foot internally rotated slightly. You don't want to twist this back leg. He's in a lot of flexion here. As the block foot hits, his arms are at the bottom. Those are all like perfect, quintessentially perfect positioning. So this is really, really good. And then obviously from that position, you just jump up in the air. It's pretty simple. That's a massive jump for you though. That's a good jump. All right, let's see here. So this one, it looks like you're a little bit coming in a little bit higher, but you have more speed. Yeah, so you respond better to speed. I would probably tell you to just try to get a bit more momentum. Yeah, like that one, you had a lot of momentum, did a good job transferring it. His biggest strength is that he leaks no power.
Yeah.
Like this is
I'm curious how you would do coming from the left side as well and then curving in.
like not dunking on the.
You're dunking on the right side of the hoop. I would come in from the left side and try to dunk on the middle of the hoop.
Yeah, that'd probably be easier. The rhythm is really good though. Like that's a really good attempt. These are really good attempts. Like I'm tempted not to tell you to change much because I think you're going to just figure it out by repping it out. And it's so fluid and rhythmic that I really don't want to over cue it. See, that's what happens when he comes from the other side, Isaiah. He kind of loses it, comes around.
One thing I might tell him, you could play around with this. You're taking your first step just inside the 3-point line. Try to take your first step like a foot behind the 3-point line.
That was a way more
and it'll force you to be a little bit more aggressive with each step. I think that could help. So I would try that and see what happens.
See, that jump is huge. When you get a full arm swing, you jump so much higher.
Yeah.
Those big arms are helping you get lift for sure. You could be nasty off the lob, like absolutely absurd off the lob.
Yeah. I would even try doing two-handers off a lob.
Like that could have been a dunk right there. That was a huge jump.
Yeah.
Like I think he kind of like top rimmed it. Oh, yeah. Just got top rimmed on it. I like that approach though. That approach was really good though. Whatever he did there, I
was in your shoes, I would just be doing two-handers off a lob attempt all day.
You need to make sure your approach is like this every time. Low. See how low he is here? Like he's already low, kind of pops up a little bit, but he rolls through this really well. It's a little bit passive, maybe. Okay, so you can do this and you can jump super high. I'd tell you that. But if you want to be technically better, I would say like when you're here, try not to upright yet, right? So you're starting to upright right here. I would keep the shoulders down another frame until you roll through this stride. So keep the shoulders down here, and then as you toe off, that's when you upright, right? So you're low here, and you're uprighting, but it's too early. Like this is really early. You're really, really tall at this point. You don't really want to upright until you're like mid-stride during the penultimate step or in mid-flight. So this is mid-stride. This would be mid-flight. You're already upright here. I would stay lower longer. And then here, the other cue I would tell you is drive your knee. Don't lead with the foot like that. See how you're like kicking out like you're trying to like toe poke a soccer ball? What you want to do is drive your knee like this. That's good positioning, but then you just kick out. You can see right here, you're just kicking out this frame to this frame. What I would tell you is drive the knee forward, like you're going to knee something over here, right? And if you do it right, you should see like a sprinter type position. So here you would have the knee almost in this position here. The knee would be like your thigh would be up here and the foot would be like this. Your lower leg would be like this, your shin. So this should be like a 90-degree angle at the knee and then at the hip. That should probably help a lot. And then you can upright. But what you do really, really well is reposition at takeoff. Like this is beautiful right here. Kind of looks like Josh Bell actually. Like you're so fucking strong. So that's if you want like perfect technique, but you don't have to do that. I would tell you that there are a lot of guys that jump this way that are super bouncy, but they rely very, very much on just concentric force production. They just are output freaks and they're able to get away with that and jump super, super high. A lot of bodybuilders kind of jump like that. You are a little bit built like that. So I don't know. Zay, what's your lens? What would you think his peak outputs, lifetime best outputs would be? Do you think if he, my personal lens is I would try to change it and see what happens, give it like a month or two, give it an honest college try.
Yeah. I would definitely, I think what I said, just adding the constraint of distance and steps to your approach will force you to do those things.
So you're saying this stride right here?
I would start from the left side, the left wing. That's one. I would take 5 steps, which you are doing. I would start a foot. Actually, that one, where did you start that one?
So he was about the same spot as this one.
No, the right foot. Where did you plant the right foot? Skip. Yeah. So I would plant that foot 2 feet farther away.
So and like as he takes that dribble and pushes into it.
But take off from the same exact spot you are taking off from, like the same distance away from the hoop.
I see.
That's all I would say.
So his right foot, you would want to land right there.
Yeah.
Like when he's in this position. So back up 2 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll force you to get more speed. He's struggling though. You can tell he wants to truncate. Like when he's closer, he feels more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like so compact. He's like a little brick.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. You definitely have options though. That's what I'd say. You have options in terms of improving. You have the luxury of trying different things. And don't be afraid to try different things. You know, it's like a golf swing. If you do the same thing, you'll get the same result over and over and over again. Don't be afraid to try something different to try to get a different result, but give it time. Give yourself time to actualize it. Give yourself time to figure it out. It's going to take time to learn a new motor skill. It's not just like, you know, oh, I made this one change in my vertical increase 4 inches. Usually it's something that you have to rep out until it's comfortable. And then once you start to connect the dots a little bit more, it gets better and better. There's another line of thinking that's like, don't change your technique, just do everything you're doing, continue to dunk. When you do that, I've seen guys really limit their long-term potential. So
I would also, if I was in your position or if I was in his position, I would be dunking on like 9-9 a lot.
Yeah, get makes, dude. Makes
a lot. You don't want to practice missing all day. You get on a rim height where it's still really hard to dunk, but you can dunk every like 50% of the time.
Yeah. But overall, that was really good. You have room for improvement with some of the things that we said, but you're like 80% where you need to be right now in terms of the quality of your training, right? I'd say like 85. There's little things you can definitely improve on that we went over, and I would really take this to heart. That being said, if you guys are watching this and you're one of our athletes and you want us to review a video, send it in and go to thpstrength.com. That's the end.